Hey guys, Kim with Provectus Group. Today, we're going to conduct the first mag video on the new Shield Plus. Welcome back. Like I said, today we're doing the first mag video on the new Shield Plus. What's awesome about this video, we did it a little bit differently than the ones in the past. We got together with all the guys. We had a open range day already scheduled, bring out the Shield Plus, got to get other people's opinions, which is awesome. Even a friend of mine, Kevin Dixie from No Other Choice Firearms. So let's get into the video. Let's go. The first thing I like to talk about is how the gun carried. It carried very, very nicely. In fact, I've been carrying a lot of double stack guns here for quite a while. So it felt really good to put a single stack-ish, or I should say a micro compact pistol on. It's good. What's wonderful about micro compacts, they're small in overall size, but they're usually very, very thin. And because they're small, they're also very lightweight. So what's wonderful about it is it carries very, very, very similarly to the original Shield. If you already own a Shield, it's going to carry exactly the same. You might notice a very small difference in the grip texture, but that's about it. It carries wonderfully, especially in good holsters like this one. This one's from TXC, real good holster. The next thing that I want to talk about really quickly is the trigger. One of the best triggers, if not the best trigger that's in a striker fired gun. It's a damn good trigger. Let's look at it very, very quick. That's it here. Here's our finger, just putting our finger on the trigger, coming back to the wall. The wall is very pronounced. You know without a doubt you're on the wall, even under stress, pulling back on it. When you get to that wall, you know you're there. So here we are, we're on the wall now. Nice clean break. What I mean by clean break is that once you're on the wall, you're not coming back a little bit more, coming back a little bit more, coming back a little bit. Oh, there's the break. No, on M&Ps just in general, especially the M2.0s, when you come back on the wall, you're on the wall. Anything past the wall, bang. I love it.
What you think of the trigger just off the rip?
That's good. I like it.
I think it's gonna be cool. A lot of people didn't like the old one, but I think this is gonna be dope.
It's way better than the old trigger for sure.
This trigger has something else that you usually see on like the performance center versions, and that's this trigger stop, and it's to prevent over travel. So we come on the wall and then boom, there's the break, and the trigger's not going back any further, which is wonderful. Very, very consistent trigger. Like I said, one of the best on the market, and I really hope that this trigger finds its way into all of the M&Ps. The next thing I wanted to talk about that stood out was the grip. And this is something you notice as soon as you put the gun in your hand. It is a little bit wider. It's 1.1 inches versus the previous models, 0.95. You would think, damn, that's like negligible. And that's honestly what I thought. But you can tell. You touch it, put it in your hand, I feel it. I feel it right now. But what's important is, where is it wider? Let's take a look. See if I can get that to focus. Yes, good. So it's wider on the sides of the grip. More importantly, right in here and right in here. What that equates to is now you have that grip where it's wider, now coming in contact with the palm of my hand. What's wonderful about that is the more of my hand that I have in contact with the grip of this pistol, the more control of the pistol I'm going to have. The reason why that's a big deal is because we're talking about micro compacts. Micro compacts, for the most part, are snappy feeling guns, meaning when you shoot them, it kind of feels like the gun wants to come out of your hand if you're not, real aggressive on the grip. So usually it's what makes shooting micro compacts not that much fun. But now that there's a little bit more grip, a little bit more wider, I'm able to hang on to this gun with confidence. So yeah, it's still a little snappy, and that's something that you're not really going to be able to get away from because of the size of the gun and the weight. However, because it's got a little bit more grip there, I can definitely tell that it's a lot easier to hang on to this gun, which is important. Here's a good rule of thumb to always go by. When you're looking at small guns, all right, think about it. This is a 9mm gun, so we're dealing with the energy of a 9mm bullet. Usually the smaller the gun and the lighter the weight, the less of that 9mm energy it's going to absorb and the more perceived recoil you're gonna feel. The larger the gun and the more weight, or if the gun weighs a little bit more, the more of the 9mm energy it's going to absorb and the less perceived recoil you're going to feel. Hopefully that makes a little bit of sense. So the smaller the gun, the more you're going to feel. Dang. Sorry, forgot to put on vibrate. Anyway, so the grip is very, very good. You can hang on to this gun a lot better and you can control it a lot better. The grip texture is damn near dialed in. I like it, and I like aggressive grip textures. This is a little bit less aggressive, but I think it's definitely adequate. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the actual accuracy, and you're going to see some, I'm going to put some dang B-roll over it so you can see this. Pretty darn accurate. If I remember correctly, I was at about, I don't know, 5-10 yards when we were shooting those shots. It's fairly accurate. I mean, it's pretty accurate. Most guns nowadays are fairly accurate. And this is no exception to that. So yes, very accurate. You'll see I threw a couple shots high, but that was me. Very accurate gun. The next thing I'm gonna talk about is shooting from retention. You're gonna see Garrison demonstrating that right here. Because the gun is so small and it's easy to carry, he's carrying an appendix in that TXC holster. Shooting from retention is not a big deal at all. In fact, I love shooting micro compact pistols from retention because the purpose of shooting from retention is like somebody's up on you really, really close. And this is kind of like a, hey, get up off of me. You know, I'm trying to create space. So I'm going to draw the gun very, very quickly, orient the pistol towards the bad person, you know, and start shooting some rounds to get them to stop doing what they're doing. But it's also giving me an opportunity to create space as I'm doing it. And you want a real tiny gun because if somebody's up real close, you're not trying to pull out, you know, this huge, you know, I don't know of a good gun to use as an example that has a super long barrel. I'm sure you guys can fill that blank in. Matter of fact, throw them in the comments, but you're not pulling out this freaking bazooka and then trying to, you know, shoot from retention with it. Real small gun, easy to handle, easy to manage. It's good to go. The next thing we did was shooting on the move. Now, generally with shooting on the move, you want a gun that has a longer sight radius. So at least like a gun along the size of like a 4-inch M&P, you know, along the size of a Glock 19 and larger because they have a little longer sight radius. Usually the longer the sight radius, the more accurate I can be. And when I'm doing things like moving while shooting, these sights are going to be moving around. The shorter the radius, and what I mean by that is the distance between the rear sight and the front sight, the shorter that radius, those little bit of, you know, just walking, that little bit of movement can move these sights quite a bit versus if the sight radius was a little bit longer, it won't move as much. And I didn't really have any issues with it. It shot great. Garrison shot great with it. Kurt shot great with it. It does perfectly fine. The next thing was multiple targets. Now, this is important, especially when you're talking about how snappy a gun is. That's gonna affect the rhythm of the gun. Usually the smaller the gun, the more snappy or the faster the slide is gonna reciprocate. Usually the lighter it is, the faster it's gonna reciprocate. So that kind of stuff kind of plays into multiple target engagement or follow-up shots, because the sooner that slide can come back forward in the battery and those sights set on the target, the sooner I can press another accurate shot. That goes for multiple shots in one target or multiple targets, moving from target to target. So it did very well. You see Garrison demonstrated here, no problems at all. So the next thing was a comparison to the M2.0 Shield. I did not have an original Shield. If we would have thought about it, we probably would have brung it. Should have done it. Anyway, we compared it to the M2.0 Shield. Now, when the M2.0 Shield came out, it shot better, at least to me, it shot better than the Gen 1 Shield, which is always what we're hoping for, right? Same case in this situation as well. I kind of hinted to the reasons why earlier. Biggest reason, because they're almost identical. When you compare the Shield Plus to the M2.0, they're almost identical in weight, size, all that kind of good stuff. The difference is the grip texture. The difference is going to be the width of the grip. Now, it's enough of a difference to where you have more control of the gun. So that's awesome when compared to the M2.0. Definitely going to be able to control this Shield Plus a little bit easier than the M2.0 because of the texture and the size of the grip. But you don't have to worry about that as far as carrying it is concerned. In fact, I couldn't feel any difference between the M2.0 and the Shield Plus when carrying it. So I can shoot better with it, which is wonderful, but it's not affecting my day-to-day life as far as carrying it every day. So, hey, that's dope. Now, next, we were able to get the opinion of Kevin Dixie. Kevin Dixie is the owner of No Other Choice Firearms, and he's a very, very good friend of mine and a friend of Provectus Group. So go and check him out, give him some love, check out what he had to say about the new Shield Plus.
Kevin, tell them how they can find you on the IG.
Oh, it's real easy. The real _NOC for No Other Choice. The real _NOC.
All day. All day. Let's see what he thinks.
I've watched Mr. Ken Scott's video on it. So he mentioned the trigger, but right away, that's better.
Yeah.
It's right away, that's better. The first thing I noticed is better. My hands still fit. So that's relatively impressive.
You got some gargantuan hands. Your hands bigger than mine.
So it still fits, which is pretty good. So
you know what they say about that?
A couple more rounds out of here. Plus, I enjoy shooting other people's ammo.
Big gloves.
This is
That's pretty dope, right?
This is pretty nice, man. Right away, the first thing that jumped out at me is that trigger. It breaks clean. First mag impression is pretty good, man. I like
so he likes it.
I like it. First mag impression.
Y'all hear that? Y'all, what he said was that it's legit. It's a pretty cool gun. I mean, it's a micro compact, so the perceived recoil is going to be just a little high. But that's how they all are. But the trigger's dope, and I'm proud of them what they do on the grip. The grip helps you manage that recoil a lot better. So good job. What you think, G? It's good?
It's dope. I like it.
You do?
Yeah.
Do you like it better than the original Shield?
For sure.
Okay, sweet.
Trigger's better. Grip's better. I mean, it's still a small little pocket rocket, but it shoots
So that
really
was
good.
my question, though. So
With
you carried this a lot. Does it feel different carrying it?
You really can't notice that big of a difference, but was it 12 or 13 rounds?
7. So the original 7 and
So
8.
what is this one?
13 plus 1.
Yeah, so you got double the rounds in the same size.
Dang
gun.
right.
So now the thought of having to fight with a small gun, at least you have enough rounds to work with.
So you give you that peace of mind. Like, okay, I feel better.
All right, and that's it. Here's my final thoughts. I think that Smith & Wesson did an incredible job with the Shield Plus. Main reason why is because they're listening to people. They obviously know that we need more rounds to carry when we're talking about that sympathetic response, and that's what's going to happen if our life is on the line and we're having to use a firearm to defend ourselves. When we look at, the climate today, and you have multiple attackers, there used to be 1 or 2 folks. Now there's multiple, 3 and 4. You need the ammunition. You need the capacity, period. And when you couple that with the sympathetic response, you need as many rounds as you can have. And it's so sad when I see the states that aren't allowed to carry more than 10. I think this is going to be huge. I think that Smith & Wesson, they're on their way back to the top of the micro compact market. They're on their back, or they're on the way back to being on the top of that mountain. And I'm very confident in that. Very, very good gun. They didn't change the things that they didn't need to change. The things that were wonderful about the Shield, they kept. The things that needed improvement, they made an improvement. When it comes to the trigger, they crushed it. And I like the original trigger. This trigger, phenomenal. Absolutely love the trigger. I like how they're being very, very deliberate and precise about the stippling in the gun and the aggressiveness of the grip texture. Some manufacturers, they just throw whatever at it. They're being very, very selective about how they're doing this. This is a new aggressiveness as far as their grip texture is concerned, and I like it. So maybe even for the people who don't like wearing undershirts, you might be able to get away without wearing an undershirt and not having to worry about donating DNA. So I think that's awesome. I think they did a great job. The fact that they have an optic ready version is a must. They've got that. I think it's wonderful that they released the Performance Center versions when they released the original Shield, because there's people that just want to go to the Performance Center version. We do have one on, I think we got a couple on the way. We're gonna do a non-compensated optic ready Performance Center and then a compensated optic ready Performance Center. This is a good gun. You can get it with or without a thumb safety. If you can only find a thumb safety, it's not a big deal, because unlike some guns, these thumb safeties don't get in the way. You don't have to worry about accidentally hitting it. So if you got one and you're not someone that's used to having a thumb safety, you can just leave it off like I do on this, and I haven't thought about it once. Damn good gun. Absolutely love this gun. I'm so excited about it because now I can take the double stacks off. I can put this on. It's summertime. They're light. They disappear. They're not pulling on your pants. It's just amazing. I love it. They did a great job. Buy it with confidence. But again, don't just take our word for it. Do your own research. So when you go to the gun store, you're making an educated decision. Hope you guys absolutely love this video. I hope you hope you learned something. And if you did, hit that like button. It helps us. If you want to subscribe. Check out our website, provectusgroup.org. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook, we're everywhere. Check out some more of our videos. But I want to know what you guys think in the comments. You guys have been watching these videos. Let us know what you truly think about it. Even if you bought the competitor, even if you tried the Shield Plus and you're like, I ain't really like it, man. It wasn't that great. Let us know. Let's get that conversation going in the comments. Again, thank y'all so much for watching these videos. Our channel's blowing up right now, and just thank you. We appreciate it. We're working our asses off. So anyway, hope you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Wanted to thank you guys so much for tuning in. For more content and shenanigans, hit us up on Facebook or Instagram or on our website, provectusgroup.org. And since I know you guys are so awesome, hit that damn subscribe and like button. Love you guys and see you next time.